Introducing your new Dell PC, powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps you handle a lot, even when your holiday to-do list gets to be a lot. Because it's built with all-day battery, plus powerful AI features that help you do it all with ease. From editing images, to drafting emails, to summarizing large documents, to multitasking. So you can organize your holiday shopping, and make custom holiday decor, and search for great holiday deals, and respond to holiday requests, and customer questions, and customers requesting custom things, and plan the perfect holiday dinner for vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, and Uncle Mike's carnivore diet. Luckily, you can get a PC that helps you do it all faster, so you can get it all done. That's the power of a Dell PC with Intel inside, backed by Dell's price match guarantee. Get yours today at Dell.com/holiday. Terms and conditions apply. See Dell.com for details.
Rinse takes your laundry and hand-delivers it to your door, expertly cleaned and folded. So you could take the time once spent folding and sorting and waiting to finally pursue a whole new version of you. Like Tea Time You. Or this Tea Time You. Or even this Tea Time You.
Said you hear about Dave?
Or even Tea Time You.
So update on Dave.
It's up to you. We'll take the laundry. Rinse. It's time to be great.
This is Optimal Finance Daily, How to Speed Up Debt Repayment with One Simple Trick by Jackie Beck of JackieBeck.com. If you're looking to speed up debt repayment, using an everything's negotiable mindset can help. You see, getting out of debt basically requires three things. You have to 1, quit borrowing money, 2, stick with your debt payoff plan, which really means getting back on the wagon if you fall off, and 3, sometimes say no to some stuff that you might otherwise have said yes to. It's that last bit we're going to focus on here for those who really want to speed things up. Because while saying no really only has to mean saying no to new debt, it can go a whole lot further if you like. Make debt repayment go faster by cutting back. While making extra money is also a great way to speed things up, we're going to be talking about cutting back on expenses in this article. Sometimes it can be fun to be frugal if everyone's into it, and if you aren't cutting back because you have no other choice. So if your goal is to get out of debt fast, looking at your situation with an everything's negotiable mindset could be just the ticket. It starts with the idea that all expenses are up for grabs. And I do mean every single thing you're spending money on right now. When you look at it from this angle, it's easier to find things you might not otherwise have seen. What can you cut out when everything seems important? When you first look at your expenses to see where you can cut back, it's common to look at each item and think, well, I can't cut that because, or well, but that would only save me a little bit. It may feel like it's not even worth it to cut something out when it's only going to save you $10 to $150. That doesn't seem like much money to add to your debt snowball. But the thing is, every little bit helps. And sometimes you can find things to cut or change that will make a huge difference, all without impacting your life nearly as much as you thought it might. But that's only if you're willing to keep an open mind. The everything's negotiable mindset. When you look for things to change about your lifestyle, start with the idea that literally everything is up for grabs. Then instead of ruling things out, rule things in, but only after you've either given going without them a good try or determined that they are truly important to you. In other words, don't rule out a possible change until you've completely figured out how you could make it work if you really had to. This can open you up to options you might not otherwise consider. How to get started right now. Most of us start with a list of our expenses and sit down to figure out which items we could cut out or which items we could pay less for. With the everything's negotiable mindset, you do the reverse. Here's how to start. Right now, without looking at your expenses, make a list of the things you enjoy or use on a regular basis that you spend money on. Ideally, you would both use and enjoy them. This list will probably be kind of short because we all have busy lives. Next, look at those items carefully. See if you'd be willing to give doing without them a try for a while. If you really want to keep them, make a note to see if you can find a way to pay less for them. It doesn't have to be an either or kind of thing. For example, we really love traveling. Okay, that's mostly me. I wasn't willing to give up traveling entirely, but we agreed to take fewer trips and spend less money on them than we otherwise would have. So we still took trips, but we spent less while we were paying off our mortgage. Maybe you have something similar in your life. Once you've done this part, move on to the next step. Phase 2 of the negotiations. Once you've analyzed all of the expenses on that list, take a look at your actual expenses and compare them with your list. Everything you've left off while you were making your original list, they go on the chopping block, at least temporarily. The idea is that if you couldn't even remember what they were, chances are they're not that important to you. You're probably not really benefiting from them anyway. So see what it's like without them. Put them on vacation hold or cancel. You may even find that you enjoy life more without them. Pay careful attention to your larger expenses. Pay careful attention to your larger expenses when deciding where to cut. Chances are making cuts there could really boost your debt repayment. For example, housing is the biggest expense for most people. So how can you pay less for that? Brainstorm ideas and don't throw any of them out. Here are just a few ways you might cut back on housing costs. Could you become an Airbnb host? Get a roommate or two? Rent out a room for storage or your garage for extra parking? Move somewhere less expensive, even outside the area. Or move and start house hacking. Try out the ones you like most or hate least. The good news about life is that it can change. The same goes for transportation costs. Maybe you could sell your car and use public transit or drive a beater temporarily. Or maybe go down to one car if you're a 2-car family. Carpool with someone at your job and have them pay for gas. Or just keep enough air in your tires so you get better gas mileage. Keep going and make it a bit of a game. Go through your whole list and find ways to save. If you're in a relationship, make sure your partner is on board and coming up with ideas too. Maybe you could even make it a bit of a game. While you may not want to save on every item, knowing you could do so is a good thing. By the end, you'll have cut back on mindless spending and the things you don't care about. You can put the money you had just been spending to work on debt repayment instead. When everything's negotiable, you may find it goes a whole lot faster. You just listened to the post titled, How to Speed Up Debt Repayment with One Simple Trick by Jackie Beck of JackieBeck.com. Imagine you're a business owner who has to rely on a dozen different software programs to run your company. Each one is expensive, overly complicated, and worst of all, none of them are connected. Now imagine a platform that could tackle all of your business management needs in one place. That platform you're imagining? It's Odoo. Odoo has all the programs you'll ever need, and they're all connected on a single, simple, easy-to-use software, giving you peace of mind that your business is always being taken care of from every angle. Odoo assists in accounting, marketing, inventory, HR, CRM, manufacturing, and everything in between through its user-friendly interface and open source applications. Basically, if your business needs it, Odoo's got it. Odoo sounds pretty amazing, right? So stop wasting your time and money on those expensive, disconnected platforms and let Odoo harmonize your business with simple, efficient software that can handle everything for a fraction of the price. It doesn't get much better than that. So what are you waiting for? Discover how Odoo can take your business to the next level by visiting odoo.com. That's ODOO.com. Odoo, modern management made simple.
When it comes to what your family eats and drinks, you know your choices matter. You're the expert because you know what fits your life. And getting it right starts with good information. That's why America's beverage companies are sharing more information about our ingredients at goodtoknowfacts.org. No spin, no judgments, just the facts straight from the experts for more than 140 beverage ingredients. Visit goodtoknowfacts.org.
I think self-imposed frugality has a different flavor to it. When you're forced to be frugal because you've maxed out your credit cards and simply don't have the funds to make ends meet, I can see how that would feel like deprivation. But I think when you willingly experiment with frugality, and use it as a way to test your assumptions about what you need and don't need, it can be a very freeing experience. The key here is choice. Experiment with frugality on your own terms, and you're more likely to not find yourself in a position where it's forced on you. I also think it's helpful to tie personal finance goals to other personal development goals. For me personally, this connection supercharged my efforts to improve my finances. By replacing mindless consumption with healthy eating, exercise, and prioritizing sleep, I was essentially replacing spending with self-care. And I was using my other most important resources of time and energy in a more productive way. When it comes to pursuing any goal, financial and otherwise, our mental and physical health plays a huge role. If you've been listening for a while, you probably already heard one of my favorite quotes from Jim Rohn, but it bears repeating. Quote, "Your level of success will rarely exceed your level of personal development because success is something you attract by the person you become." End quote. And that should do it for today. Have a happy rest of your day, and I'll see you on the Thursday show tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.